Tonight on News Prime, Fubara Swezi, newly elected local government chairman in Rivers State. PDP wins 30 council seats, APC get one in Akwa Ibom local government poll. In business, CBN governor says higher interest rates necessary to check inflation. And on the foreign scene, Kamala Harris says United States to mount ceasefire pressure on Israel-Arab leaders. On the sports, Madrid's Carvajal to miss several months after knee injury. Hello and welcome to all of viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime, here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Medican Michael. We are on DSTV, channel 365, free to air on Nicomsat. We begin tonight from Benue State, where the All Progressive Congress has secured victories in all 23 local government areas in the just concluded grassroots elections. The polls were held for chairmanship and councillorship position. Our correspondent in Makurdi, Aisha Lare, completes the report.
Elections into offices of the 23 local government areas of Benue State were held on Saturday, 5th October 2024. Though 8 political parties registered for the polls, only 5 of them participated, namely All Progressive Congress APC, Labour Party, All Progressive Grand Alliance ABGA, People's Democratic Party PDP, and Action People's Party APP. The chairman, Benue State Independent Electoral Commission, Richard Tambua, who announced the result in Makurdi, the state capital, said all the electoral guidelines were strictly adhered to during the conduct of the elections, which were keenly contested for, as there was no unopposed candidate.
After the 23 local government elections, chairmanship that were contested, APC won all the 23 seats in Benue State. After the 276 councillorship elections that were conducted in 276 council wards in Benue State, APC won all the councillors.
He described the exercise as free, fair, and credible, and thanked both the permanent and ad hoc staff of the commission for a job well done. The chairman also expressed appreciation to security personnel, voters, and political parties for successful elections devoid of any incident of violence. Richard, however, cited a case of an electoral officer in Otukpo local government area of the state that was held hostage.
The electoral officer in Otukpo local government was held hostage. It thanks the grace of God that the combined efforts of the commandant of Moko 80 and the DPO Otukpo local government that served the situation and got her to our office this morning.
Be that as it may, the Benue State local government elections have been concluded hitch-free and described by observers and monitors as free, fair, and the most credible in recent times. From Makurdi, Aisha Lare Musa reporting for Global Television.
Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Similai Fubara has sworn in the newly elected council chairman of the 23 local government areas. The exercise held at the Executive Council Chamber of the Government House in Port Harcourt, the state capital. This is coming a day after the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission conducted an election at the grassroots levels. The governor swore in the newly elected local government chairman shortly after Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission issued certificate of return to them. The People's Democratic Party in Akwa Ibom State has won 30 chairmanship seats, leaving the All Progressive Congress with 1 seat. This was contained in the list signed by the chairman of the Akwa Ibom State Independent Electoral Commission, Aniria Batsi Ikowag. At the meantime, Governor Minor has announced plans to swear in the elected chairman on Monday, October 7, 2024. The Nigerian Union of Teachers says 23 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory have implemented a 65-year-old retirement age for teachers. A national president of the union, Titus Amba, said in 2020 former President Muhammad Buhari announced the new retirement age for teachers. The retirement age was increased from 60 to 65 years. The Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project, SERAP, has asked President Bola Tinubu to take action against states that have failed to conduct credible local government elections. SERAP says it particularly wants the president to direct Olawale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, to withhold allocation from these states until they comply. The organization stated that it is advocating for democratic accountability and transparency in the allocation of funds. The House of Representatives Committee Chairman on Polytechnic and Higher Technical Education, Abenga Ishaga, says the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has of September disbursed 84.2 billion naira to the applicants, comprising 27.5 billion naira and 56.7 billion in institutional and upkeep facilities, respectively. Isiaka, representing Yewa North Federal Constituency in Ogun State, said that 351,217 students have registered on the Now Fund portal, out of which 258,943 have applied for either institutional or upkeep loans or both. The federal lawmaker discloses at the 36th annual conference of the Federal Government College in Maduguri All Student Association held at Metro's residences in Abeokuta. The Kwara state government has urged people living around the river banks in various areas of the state to relocate to higher ground following the persistent rainfall recently in the state. The advice was contained in a statement issued by the State Commissioner for Environment, Nafisat Bogun, to guard against impending flooding in the state. And about the news, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says the cholera outbreak in Nigeria has seen a sharp increase in 2024, with suspected cases rising by an alarming 220%. The NCDC on its official website said that this was according to the latest epidemiological report. Cholera is an acute essential infection spread through the contaminated food and water. Communities with limited access to sanitation are most affected. The Director General of National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Yusho Ahmed, has stated that the recent increase in Corps members' allowances has not been implemented due to the non-release of funds. A report says that the federal government had approved an increase in the Corps members' monthly allowance from 33,000 naira to 77, effective from July 2024. However, despite the official announcement, the government did not pay Corps members the new allowance in September. You're watching News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, when the News Prime returns. The Siemens wins first Turkish Super League award. Details of these and more after this short break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us on News Prime. And now to business. Tonight, Bulgarian ambassador to Nigeria, Yanko Yanov, has expressed interest to partner the Plateau state government on agriculture, security, education, and tourism for the state economic growth and to strengthen diplomatic ties between the two countries. Ambassador Yodana spoke during a courtesy visit to Plateau State Governor Caleb Mufang at the Old Government House, Refuge in Jos. The federal government says it has officially commenced the sale of crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira. Reports say the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, made this known in a statement in line with the Federal Executive Council's directive. Away from that, a 41-year-old Canadian woman, Andrine Moji, has been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, for importing a large consignment of strong strain of synthetic cannabis called Canadian Loud. The suspect was arrested during the inward clearance of passengers on a KLM airline flight from Canada at Terminal 1 of the Lagos airport. The governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso, has defended the bank's decision to raise the monetary policy rate to 27.25%, describing it as a necessary move to control inflation and curb excess money in circulation. A press statement from the Apex Bank says Kadoso, who spoke during an address at the Harvard Club of Nigeria, emphasized that the rate hike, while tough on borrowers, is crucial for the country's economic stability. At the foreign seat, Maldivian President Mohamed Morsi says he is confident that India will come to the aid of the island nation as it faces an economic crisis. Morsi, who is on the 5-day visit to India, is expected to seek a bailout worth hundreds of millions of dollars. As Gray, Chief of Staff to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, has resigned. According to a statement from the Downing Street, Gray is expected to take on a new role as the Prime Minister's envoy for nations and regions. And more on the foreign scene, French President Emmanuel Macron has called for a halt on arms deliveries to Israel for use in Gaza, prompting swift criticism from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Macron told France International Radio that his country's priority is to return to a political solution aimed at stopping the delivery of weapons to fight in Gaza. And more on that, the United States will not ease its pressure on Israel and Arab leaders in the Middle East to reach a deal on the hostages and a ceasefire in Gaza, the Vice President Kamala Harris said in an interview. Washington is working with Israel on humanitarian aid and the need for a deal to be done which will release the hostages and create a ceasefire. We are not going to stop in terms of putting that pressure on Israel and the region, including Arab leaders, Harris said. A huge fireball lit up the night sky and plumes of the smoke rose over the suburbs early Sunday as Israel unleashed intense airstrikes targeting Hezbollah nearly a year since the Gaza war erupted. Israeli forces were on high alert ahead of Monday's anniversary of Hamas' October 7 attack, which sparked the war. The country president and international director of United Nations Positive Livelihood Award Center, Professor Funmilayo Adesina Davies, has urged leaders of Palestine and Israel to find a peaceful and lasting solution to the ongoing conflict between the two Middle East countries. Adesina Davies lamented the prolonged reprisal attacks has caused immense suffering and displacement and economic hardship for the both nations. She added that the conflict has resulted in severe humanitarian crisis with thousands of innocent civilians caught in a crossfire. And out of sports tonight, Victor Osimhen has carted home his first Turkish Super League win soon after joining the Galatasaray in a season-long loan from Napoli. The Nigerian international impressive goal against the Kcapesa has been voted the goal of the week by the InSport, receiving a significant number of votes and securing 77 points, 96% of the total. And more on sport tonight, Spanish defender Dani is facing several months on the sidelines. Real Madrid confirmed saying he needed surgery after a serious knee injury during a La Liga match against the Villarreal. He has been diagnosed with a rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament, to a rupture of the external collateral ligament and a rupture of the tendon in the right leg, Real Madrid said in a statement. The Madrid captain hooked in the final minute of the reigning champions to win over the Villarreal, which saw the team pool level with La Liga leaders Barca, who face Alaves. And as we wrap up on our news prime, let's take a look at some of our top stories. Governor Fubara has sworn in newly elected local government chairman in Rivers State. The People's Democratic Party has won 30 council seats, with all Progressive Congress left with one in Akwa Ibom local government polls. Central Bank of Nigeria governor has stated that higher interest rates are necessary to check inflation. And on the foreign scene, United States Vice President Kamala Harris has said the U.S. will mount ceasefire pressure on Israel and Arab leaders. And finally, sport, Madrid's Carbajal has been confirmed to miss several months after the knee injury. And that's it on News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Follow us on social media platform at Global TV NG and all the handles now showing on the screen. I am Edika Michael. Many thanks for watching and stay with us on News Prime. See you again.